Hello, wonderful, good looking, and amazing Jamberry ladies. My name is Amanda Roper. I've been selling Jamberry for 2 months now. Just joking.
Hey, actually, that's my husband Joe, and he is crazy. And we had decided to do something different for the intro because I was nervous, and he was really nice to help me out. So that's my crazy husband Joe, and he's crazy, and we have a lot of fun together. Well, you met Joe, and we've been together for 10 years now, almost in June. I think it'll be 10 years, and our two little boys are fantastic. Thank you, honey. They are almost 4 and almost 2, and they keep us really busy. And I think we step on toys all day long, and it's a great time. So we both teach. I teach second grade, and he teaches junior high in Jenison, and that's how I met Lindsay Odell. And so through her, I had her son in second grade, and he was a sweet little guy. And a couple months back, she and I collaborated on a fundraiser for one of my teaching colleagues, and that was how I got hooked into Jamberry, and the rest is history. So I started in December, and here I am. It's February, and I'm plugging away, doing a pretty good job, I think, so far. So what has made me successful so far? A lot of trial and error, I feel like, keeping up the energy. Sometimes that's difficult. I too have those days where I'm like, what am I doing? I'm not good at this. And then I remind myself that I am doing okay. And if I put effort in, good things will come. If I sit back and feel sorry for myself and think things are not going to happen, then that's exactly what will happen. So along those lines, I thought I would give you a couple pieces of advice, things that have helped me so far. My first piece of advice, I forgot to show you a picture of my boys. All right, this is old if it tells you how busy we are. This is my son, Pierce, and that was him last fall. And then this is our little guy, Reed, and that was him last fall as well. And then there's the bald guy you met just a minute ago. So that's my happy little family. But my first piece of advice is this that has worked really well for me, and that is to set goals and keep them somewhere you can see them. Here's my example. I made this with one of my girlfriends, and we both made goals and set them up, and I see that every day when I go into the office. So that keeps me accountable to what I'm striving for and keeps me focused on where I want to be. And that brings me into a really good quote by Zig Ziglar. It says this: if you aim for nothing, you will hit it 100% of the time. And I remember that a lot because there are days when I just am content sitting on my hands and saying, I'm good, it's fine, it'll be what it is. And other days I realize that I need to be a go-getter. So with that being said, what have I done that's worked well other than setting goals? Well, the other thing is to take a risk. I am one who's kind of impulsive at times, and sometimes that pays off and other times it flops. But the times it pays off, you learn something either way. And for example, on Super Bowl Sunday, I saw maybe Lindsay posted about hosting a party for all those females who were not going to be watching the game but were sitting there on Facebook or whatever. So I did one. And it was a $470 party. I gave away a lot of stuff that I had on hand anyway, and booked 8 parties, I think. Between 6 to 8, I can't remember the exact number, but for February I booked a lot of parties from the Super Bowl party. So that was one of those shot in the darks that worked out really well. And I'm sure I've had many that have not produced a whole lot of anything, but at the very least, I met some nice people. I was myself. That's my other piece of advice, is to just be yourself. And let's see what else. I made notes because, of course, the teacher and me, I have to make notes. The other thing I wanted to say was, it's something I struggle with, but I'm working really hard on it, that has worked in my favor a few times anyway, is to, in your head, have an idea for when you go out, what you'll say to somebody when you meet them. Something along the lines of, I see you have really nice nails, or you look like you get shellac done. What do you think of that? And that conversation, one thing leads to another. Or someone notices your nails. How do you make that a segue into talking about Jamberry? And I would suggest playing that out in your head before you get to that scenario, because it's really easy to go, thanks, and then move on because you're too nervous. So I would suggest going through that in your head and having a script almost ready to push play, so that when you meet someone you can go, thanks. Well, actually, it's funny you should mention that because I used to love shellac too. Or yeah, these nails are great. They've been on for 7 days. Can you believe it? Or something like that. And then there you go. So the last piece of advice I have, I'm trying to keep this short because I know nobody has a lot of time. My favorite saying is, ain't nobody got time for that. And it's kind of true. My last little piece of advice is this: to remember why you signed up in the first place and the great things that have come from being a consultant, and why would you not want to share that opportunity with somebody else? I have to remind myself of that too. So when I meet someone and they start asking questions about it, it would be a perfect opportunity to talk about it. And when I don't, I'm almost being selfish about this opportunity that's been great for my family. You know, the extra weekly income has been really helpful. So that being said, I don't know if there's anything else I really needed to say other than be yourself. Put your customer, I think that is one I forgot. Put your customer first. And that's something that I kind of do in my personal life too, is to put other people first. And it's a work in progress. It's easy to forget to do that. But I think if you remember that we're here to serve the customer and that you never know what good things will come, whether it's a friendship or somebody who ends up joining, or if it's just somebody who needed a smile for the day, at least you've provided what they needed for that day. So set off every day to make somebody's day better, and I think that's just a good piece to live by anyhow. So I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed meeting my crazy husband, and the best of luck. Remember, set goals, make them visible, and if you aim for nothing, you'll hit it 100% of the time. So try something new. Thanks.